All right, thank you everybody for tuning in here to ASV Collectibles on this wonderful Saturday. I know there are a lot of people watching the game right now, getting real close to the Super Bowl, so people are having fun. They're having their social life, and they're super excited about the whole season. Right? Probably not for the Bay Area fans right now, but for the people that are out there winning. And we have a special group here today, as always. Thank you, Legend Lane, for being here. Really appreciate it. We got our boy SDK in the house. He's enjoying the game right now, but he's here with us and just want to hang out with us. And then we have John, the Everyday Collector. If you obviously everybody should know John, but if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to his live stream as well. They got a bunch of amazing content. And we got Jarhead himself from Custom Produce. Please subscribe to their group as well. Super awesome situation today. I know last week we were kind of shut down in terms. It was like really last minute. I was super busy at work, and I thought I could make it to do the unboxing, and I was not able to. So I really apologize for backing out of that, which I hate it because my life is everything's last minute. And like I mentioned to God like Jimmy, I will be late for my funeral. That's just how it's gonna work. So today we got XM Studios 1/6 scale Darkseid. Someone asked me to do the unboxing because I had the piece here, and I said, well, why not? And we're gonna enjoy this live unboxing, guys. Feel free. I know, Lane, we were talking a little bit about um, the Kratos, the Prime One Kratos. So,
Yep.
what do you think? I think it's like what we were talking about. It's like 1,600 for that piece or something.
For the regular, and then it's like 1,900 for the deluxe. There is a lot of switch outs for it, but all weapon switch outs and alternate hands, I believe. But yeah, no, I thought it's an impressive looking piece. It's huge, obviously being third scale, but Kratos also a very big man. Was discussed a little bit last night. I know it's something Noah was perhaps interested in, but the kind of the pose that they use for him and stuff. Yeah, I was kind of mixed on the pose. I am not as big a fan of the more modern, like Norse Kratos versus the original Greek trilogy. Like, ooh, wow, that is a nice start. That's a nice start. Wow, I like that. There's no light with this, I'm assuming, correct? From XM normally doesn't do that.
That's just kind of the paint on there. I don't have my light too bright, so I got to get it at a certain angle because somehow I misplaced my light for the camera, so it's too blurry there.
This is the 1/5 Darkseid, right?
It says 1/6.
1/6.
Yeah.
I always like this one.
Yeah,
he's holding Superman's cape, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I always like this one.
Yeah, the one. So I only ever owned one of the XM 1/6 pieces, which I actually unboxed way back in the day with the Everyday Collector. I had the Sinestro with Parallax base, the 1/6 scale.
Man,
the God of Fear armor. Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't a while ago. It was that's like 3 years or 3.5 years, maybe more, 4 years ago. I think that was like 2020 or 2021 did that. But I had that piece that was my first XM piece that I ever owned. That thing was great for the base, but Sinestro was just so small in comparison because literally they got Paralyzed the Fear was like 50% of that base, 50% of the statue. But the 6 scale has always been pretty good for these. Now, Darkseid's obviously going to be more impressive because he is just a big fella in general.
For 1/6, that's a good size, man. Damn.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. XM always did great 1/6 pieces. Like, it blows a lot of other companies out of the water 1/6 wise. You know, like in details. Like you don't see that many details in like other statues that are that size.
You know, I think one thing for them, I really like the detail with the belt there, and I think the color combination there, like front of his waist, where you go from kind of the blue to with the black and then the yellow and everything, like that looks really good. That's a really nice option. Is this Is this based on? Because this actually reminds me kind of Injustice Darkseid quite a bit, honestly, with the.
This is the Rebirth, I believe. The Rebirth New 52.
Okay.
Yeah, Rebirth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that was the line they had. That was also like Sinestro stuff.
Is that a cushion between his legs?
He's trying to hide it from everybody.
Yeah, I was going to say that's reminding me more of Final Darkseid / Diaper Side. That was like the last thing John Romita Jr. did for DC Comics.
Yeah, I like the paint on the skin and everything on the statue a lot.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, no, they did a nice job with this. I think that for 6 scale too, I think you really feel like the Green Lanterns that they did, Hal Jordan and Kyle Rayner, with the detail for the constructs and everything and like the colorations. I think one thing, because with XM being, an Asian-based company, you definitely could see with those 6 scale and like the Green Lantern characters, where you would see the detail like now that has become very common for a lot of the anime style characters and stuff because of their special attacks and magic or whatever that they use, whether like One Piece, Bleach, Dragon Ball, doesn't matter, where they have big bombastic energy of things that then make the statues stand like an extra 3 or 4 inches taller than you might think they would be. Because I know the Geo ones were pretty tall too for a 6 scale. And obviously they did quarter scales of those too. But that kind of influence from that part of the world, which what they use a lot in the statue construction and creation. That's one thing I think XM has done with some of their pieces really well, where you can see a little bit of that influence in the Marvel and X-Men pieces they do. Where they do sometimes get some extra size. That is a really tall 6 scale, man.
Yeah, I got my tape here. We'll measure it once I get everything up. I made it a little bit brighter, so hopefully we can see it a little more detailed.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I like that.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. Man, you don't see this level of detail on any other 6 scale statues, man.
No.
Like this feels like an actual statue. Like sometimes when I look at another 1/6 scale, they just seem like just like a little. I don't want to say toy, but it looks like
a lot of details missing.
Yeah.
I am, for how big this guy is looking at 6 scale, I am getting some of the vibes that like I'm going to be getting, because I do have a Hot Toy figure coming at probably next point in the next couple of months. It's the Spider-Man 2 Venom version of him from the video game. That Venom figure is a 6 scale, but it's 21.5 inches tall.
Yeah. It's a beast too, that one.
It's a monster. That's what this Darkseid is giving me, the same vibe being 6 scale. I mean,
does anybody here own any Darkseid statues?
No, I don't.
It's because they're all monstrous when they make them. I think the closest I ever got was a couple times when that older classic Darkseid, more like Kirby one from in format, that's been on sale multiple times or something from Sideshow. That one I like, but I don't love.
This is the XM we need back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's one. After this one gets maybe finished being put together, that might be discussed maybe for a couple minutes with XM starting to put up some of their. You might have already talked about this, John, the other night and stuff. Now that they've started to show, had those couple of videos go up of like Superman and Absolute Carnage, and they also said on the release from something that was supposed to be back spring of last year they were talking about, but they showed on a quote release schedule, Robin King and something else. If
they start shipping stuff out, and then if they drop a couple banger statues, I think they'll be back.
Yeah. Yep.
That's all it would take is a few statues that everybody's loving and everybody wants to get a hold of.
But and they should get them out in a reasonable amount of time.
I think they should focus too, like they were on this 1/6 line, like this at this scale, because I think there's a market for it.
There is, especially like this. You're not getting this on any other 1/6 statues for sure.
Yeah.
Like you're not getting this in any 6 scale for the most part.
Like I have this their Sentinel piece, and like the individual pieces are like the Bishop is probably like my favorite piece out of this whole statue, and it's amazing. so much detail.
Did you like that sideshow Bishop?
What
Yeah,
scale is
I like the sideshow Bishop.
that's at what scale the side characters for that Sentinel piece?
They're 1/6.
Wow,
They're also
massive,
1/6. Yeah.
So they're up to like still a foot tall almost, like 11, 12 inches.
That's
a lot of
wild.
them. Oh, jeez.
They're all
God,
1/6.
that's huge. God, that must be absolute. How tall is the Sentinel?
Wow.
I mean, the tallest part is Archangel. He's got, he's way up there. So
Yeah.
it's big.
You know what the high point is supposed to be for that?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you, man. I couldn't tell you. It's tall for sure.
You can just say really high.
Yeah,
really high.
When I was putting it on, I had to get on my tippy toes a little bit to get his wings on.
Jeez, man, is that an alternate head sculpt?
Yeah.
Like, oh
Man,
man, I love the detail. Yeah, I really like that. That's really, now I admit I am like very biased to Darkseid because he's probably one of my favorite villains. He's not my favorite. My favorite villain in DC over the last 20 years is Sinestro. That guy is my favorite bad guy. But Darkseid is just like, Darkseid is just an event comic waiting to happen. Even though he did just get killed and become the absolute universe recently. Ugh, got that stupid Batman. Absolute Batman. He's like
Which
6'5". Absolute Batman. He's
The
about
recent
6
one?
foot.
They got that far already?
Well, it's 4 issues in.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, he's a super steroid Batman. He's like 6'5", 300 pounds.
I picked up the issues, but I have to read them still.
Yeah, he's kind of the world's dumbest detective.
Yeah, that absolute one's kind of interesting. I read a little
It's
bit.
It's entertaining. Don't get me wrong. It is an entertaining comic to read.
I kind of like what they're doing with the Superman one, though. I don't know if you guys
I'm reading. That's actually the one absolute I'm reading. I like it, don't love it, but I also, Jason Aaron is a writer that I remember how he utterly destroyed Frank Castle Punisher. I haven't forgiven him for what he did in that maxi series. He did to Frank Castle. He totally.
Oh yeah, when he made we made Frankenstein or whatever.
No. I mean, in the last year, that year one where like his wife came back and then he was with the Ninja of the Hand and they got rid of the skull and put the weird demon.
Yeah, they changed the emblem.
The sign, where he worked for he was the hand of the beast or whatever.
Yeah.
That looks great.
Ah man, that is really cool. It is funny seeing this Darkseid though, like because I do have coming. One of my next 2 statues is going to be the Hellbat, which is from his conflict with Darkseid and Damian Wayne's story.
That looks good.
It's a pretty dope statue, the Hellbat.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that mask's supposed to be on top of the cloak like that or his cape. Or
I think you get to put it on the base.
Yeah, but there's not really a location. Like it doesn't really tell you. I think you just kind of just lay it there, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it looks good though.
That
is a big statue for a 6 scale. Jeez.
Yeah,
and it's nice and simple too.
When I see this piece like this at this scale and it's a 1/6, I can't imagine the custom piece or prime ones. Those are going to be just massive at quarter scale. So because I think this one, we could check the height now. It might be like 21 inches tall.
So it's a good
quarter scale size.
It's a quarter scale PF.
And inches deep.
Jeez.
And about 13 inches.
So it's a solid quarter scale size, basically.
Yeah, it's a solid quarter scale. I mean, if you got some quarter scale DC pieces that are in a museum, it probably still look good next to it. Even though he's supposed to be bigger, but as a quarter scale, I think they'd work well. I think they complement each other well. But just the throne for that custom piece was 25, so it's taller, right? Because this is 21, so you got 4 more inches, just about up to here.
I've seen the I've seen the 6 scale Doomsday like next to some things, and it's now there is a quarter scale version of that one too, but I've seen like the 6 scale Doomsday from XM, and that thing was.
Do you think statue companies should do that more often? Like release 2 different sizes of statues, like a quarter scale and a 1/6?
I mean,
from day one.
if you go that route, I just tell them to do 1/6 quarter and 1/3 because you got to scale for everybody, right? Like I normally just do my DCs are all 1/3 up on top. I don't do quarter DC. So
maybe do really small ESs and then do like 3 different sizes, maybe.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't see why not. I mean, I'm pretty sure it would widen their demographics for sure.
Yeah.
That's I can say, man, I had never seen this Darkseid before, but man, I really like how that one looks. And being a 6 scale and maybe not every character would fit 6 scale, but for a bigger character like Darkseid or Doomsday, or like you said, Sentinel, or some of those very bigger characters, doing a 6 scale where they can kind of fit. If you mostly have a quarter scale section, yes, they're not going to be as tall as they should be in comparison. But if you have like shelf height constraints or whatever, that way at least this Darkseid's like as tall as a lot of your quarter scale. So he's not like Mr. Shrimpy in comparison, I think that makes that a lot of times makes a difference. Ooh. They at least kind of look like rocks.
Yeah, they don't look too bad at all. I was noticing right now. So if I take this off, he does look pretty massive when you look at the 1/3 behind him. Batman and Superman kind of look a little smaller. Like Batman's way back there, right? So that's kind of like a really nice picture of just like Darkseid in front of everybody. I just got noticing that earlier. I was like, yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Does he have any switch out arms or anything at all? Like,
yeah, he has one with the cape. Yeah, no, he has one with the cape. I had him on earlier. But I'm just I want to get everything on there before I start pulling,
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
Just trying to find out where this goes. I think it goes back there.
Well, TikTok is now gone.
What?
Officially?
Yeah, it's all, you can't access it. I don't know about Canada, but in the US you can't.
I was literally on there earlier.
Yeah, you can't. I just try to get on it.
Oh, they were serious, eh? Damn.
Yeah, they're real serious. I saw what was it? Mr. Beast is trying to buy it. He just posted
people.
To buy it.
We still have it here.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on there earlier.
A lot of people are going to lose a lot of money over that.
People's livelihood too.
Yeah.
Oh, and some have been doing it for years.
Okay, YouTube's next. Jokes.
The Canadian sense of humor there.
Yeah, we still have. I don't use it too often, but.
So, how do you guys feel about being the 51st state of America?
Oh, don't you guys wish we came on board to that? Eh? You would wish.
I was going to say the last time anyone tried to make Canada had any illusions of Canada being the 51st state, that was like in 1777 when we invaded, and then failed miserably.
It won't happen. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Well, no, we wouldn't want to have all those Quebecers anyway.
Well,
I would love it to happen.
Would you?
Then we'd have to be able to speak French.
Is that going to be a requirement?
I don't think so.
Nice. My life is hard to tell.
Are you sure? If you don't, the Quebecers might say yes.
I don't even think the Quebecers are part of Canada. They're like their own little entity over there.
So in terms of like these smaller pieces, I'm not sure if you just lay them in there because I don't really see slots to put anything anywhere. You know what I mean?
Did this come with an instruction thing for it, or is this?
It came with just the
layout in the box.
Yeah, just the layout. Because I try to look, so it's just pretty much the layout.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, you got Aquaman's trident, you got the Wonder Woman's shield. I'll grab the trident here real quick. It's pretty heavy. I think it's made out of metal. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's metal. Yeah, that trident's metal. Yeah, that was smart.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that looks good. Those are nice, perfect extra pieces and stuff to go with it. Although I can see if there's not a specific spot where you plug it in, I can see that's like kind of like the least possible thing to use to like stick on it proximity wise.
You're gonna want to be careful with the paint too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is metal, and I'm just kind of curious if they even put a peg anywhere in here, which I don't see, which is interesting.
That'd be probably something you'd have to go back and look to see if XM had a whole assembly video or something.
I'm almost thinking it goes behind them, like across behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can see anything.
Let's see if I can find it too. Oh, here we go. I got a picture of it.
Okay.
They just
It's like it's sticking in the base. Looks like.
well, on this one it just looks like I'm just gonna put it just like the picture. So they have Wonder Woman's shield underneath his legs, just randomly.
Yeah.
This is like right across, like this, just kind of sitting there like that. Looks like it's a little bit higher, like if it was up here. Yeah, that works. And then this piece, the mask is right below his feet, and that's kind of it. So I guess in terms of whoever's going to pick up the piece, they can place it however they want. So there's no specifics in pegging or anything. So I mean, it's just really up to the collector that has it. Let me get the cape because I I like the grinning face with the cape, and then the more kind of sinister smile with just the hands. Now it would have been cool if he had something else in his hand. Maybe you could peg in like a mother box or something like that. That would have been pretty cool, but it does it. So I'm gonna lay this on the side here, and then I'll get the cape. Put the cape back on. I believe it's this way, and there you go. Now with the cape, it looks like you're gonna lose length. So with the cape, he's about, I want to say 18 inches. So 18 inches in length. And what I say earlier, 11 inches in depth. So yeah, this is a massive, massive 1/6 scale piece. It's pretty damn awesome. You know, the pictures don't do justice when you go on XM Studios. I believe that was everything I have. They're kind of like missing a little bit. It would have been cool if they had like a Green Lantern hand with the ring. Maybe you can turn on the ring and be glowing in there somewhere. Let me rotate this guy. There we go. No, we don't go. For some reason, there's no power to it.
Your cable said nope.
Yeah.
I'm on vacation this week.
Yeah. Let me reach over here for the cable. But let's get
hey William, one thing maybe we could talk about. I know yesterday, I don't know if John, maybe you guys talked about it. Some people, I don't know if they were very good pictured, but the Batman DKR stuff that was shown, the bust,
from Queen
Dale Batman, bust, and the
we talked about Monday.
life size stuff. I don't know if you guys had seen those at all with some of the coloration, like on the chest part of the bust. I know it seemed to be way off.
I think people are overreacting.
Okay, well, I know that that's something Godlike talked to, spent quite a while talking about last night.
We didn't talk about it live, but we did backstage after. And if you look at the promo photos of when they were at the con, it matches it exactly. And it looks like it comes down to lighting.
Yeah.
At the con, they had those big spotlights directly on the suit, and it is identical to what we saw in that video.
Right. Yeah,
because I know a couple people who were canceling their order.
Well, yeah, but that's what we always kind of talk about, right? You can. I think someone did an explanation on lighting. I seen it posted. It was the J&D Anne Hathaway and the way you take the photo, right? Because she always gave you that fish lens look, right? Yeah, you saw that, right? So they always gave her that and then he like changed it with the lighting. And it was like, oh shit, yeah, it does actually look good. It doesn't. So it's just, it really depends on the collector how they're taking the pictures and who has what, because you can't. Not everybody's a professional photographer. I know I can't take the best pictures, and I'm still kind of learning the stuff, even though I've been doing it for a while. So I always tell people, if you love the piece and it looked good originally, most likely it's very rare to really screw up. Like Sideshow's Christopher Reed, right? Like there's a couple.
That thing was kind of effing tuned almost from the beginning. Like that
right.
thing looked okay, and then they made it look worse.
Yeah. So it's very tricky. They say pictures are 1,000 words, but it's just kind of, I don't know. Like, for example, and I'll talk about this piece right now, and I'll ask you guys, but this thing looks epic. Like right in front of me, looking at all the details and everything. When I look at the pictures on XM Studio, even though they're professional, I didn't care for it much when I saw it. I was like, it's cool, but it doesn't look that great. But when I come on here and I have it in person and I see it, and I can see all the tertiary details, all the dry brushing on there. They did very well with the veinage, the cracks on the skin. Even the color of the skin actually came out very good. I'm very surprised. And honestly, this is the version of Darkseid I like the most, just based off the suit. I really like the look of the suit, and I like the Rebirth, the New 52. That's why I have the Archer Wonder Woman back there, because she's part of that 52.
I really like it. I will say that I do. This makes me just kind of realize how much I really did feel mid on Darkseid's suit and outfit and like the Justice League Snyderverse and stuff.
Yeah,
I still think maybe one of my favorite favorite look of Darkseid is still from like the Superman animated series, like the classic Kirby feel and stuff. I like. I don't need to see that every single time. I like to see where you have from that, maybe not the Justice League where he looked like he was borrowing part of Brainiac's outfit or something from the animated series, his final appearance.
Right.
But I like seeing like kind of different. Now, I thought this was first because this reminded me of, we talked about backstage Injustice Darkseid.
Yeah.
Like his outfit was kind of similar to this.
It was similar. Yeah, it's just his facial and his mask was a little bit more different, but the outfit kind of gave the same vibe. Yeah.
But that just means they were really using that kind of very iconic look from the New 52 Darkseid. I've collected plenty of 1/6 scale figures, but I never really think of statues, smaller than quarter scale. But I can see sometimes where for a super big boy like character like this,
right?
Where it depends on the statue, but where if you do get one like this 6 scale where it could go with other quarter scales, and maybe you're looking at a quarter scale version, it's like 30 inches tall or bigger, for the character, because you will find them that big.
I'm trying to see if I was gonna pull one of my quarter scales, but just so you guys have an idea of what they kind of.
But I've seen this kind of compare, like I was talking about earlier, where with Venom, they've got that Spider-Man 2 Venom that's almost 22 inches tall.
Right.
The action figure. So he's literally the size of the quarter scale figure, some of the ones they've done.
Right.
And he's bigger and thicker. So I think maybe on the character sometimes, depending on how it's made, for a big guy like this, where you may not have space on the shelf for a 30 inch or bigger quarter scale. Something like this could be a great alternative. And this one has I like this one because it's got a nice switch out, and it's got some. I'm personally not a huge fan of proximity pieces like that. Where they're not their own just separate thing. Like I don't know that premium format Silver Surfer that came out a few years back. Right. It had the Nova, but she was kind of just her own separate.
It was only she was like a little half. Yeah, I had that piece.
That you could put next to it. I like pieces like that, but where you're just putting them loose or something like loosey goosey, something to me that feels like something easy to get lost. If you have any pets or something like that, that feels like easy thing to get knocked on for. I have that problem with my. I have the quarter scale XM purple suit Catwoman. That thing comes with like 5,000 little pieces of paraphernalia, and because I've got a cat, like I
You like-
can't display
yeah.
any of it because
Yeah.
it might get knocked on the floor. I have like one cat and diamonds hanging on her hand, which for some reason doesn't get messed with, so they're left alone. So, but
It's yeah, it's an interesting piece, and that's why I have all my. I know not everybody can, but I have my stuff in a separate room because I do have a cat, but he's pretty fat and lazy. He's not very energetic. Good thing he's only 2 years old, but he's not energetic at all. But I do one thing I do appreciate about this piece here also is they didn't skim me on the base in terms of like the texture. Rocks actually look like rocks. They don't look like poop like some of my other unboxings that Lane had mentioned. They look like poop. And they actually really did a good job on the clouds, or I'd say clouds, but it's smoke and clouds is very hard to kind of accomplish when you're doing pieces. I noticed a lot of custom and licensed pieces, they can't seem to get it to look like actual cloud. I mean, it looks like marshmallow and stuff, but this is actually pretty decent. I like Wonder Woman over there. That's probably one of the best kind of smoke effect because they really blended in the dirt inside the smoke effect, so it looked really clean. This one not so much. They didn't have that much dirt in there. They didn't put enough blacks and browns, in my opinion. If he's like stepping there and crushing, because that's what it's kind of the vibes getting. I do like the fact that you can also move around some of the pieces. Just kind of give you. It's like having a figure where you can repose it. I guess you can just like kind of figure out this way to put these pieces that are loose. Half the Batman mask, pretty cool. And the portraits, I think I do like this setup best, where he's holding the cape and he's grinning, or like like a malice grin. This one, he's more like cynical smile with the hand. It works better. I think it works a lot better where he's just kind of like really cynical with that. That he defeated him. I would have liked to see it if the cape would have come off and you can kind of throw it on the base as well, so you can have the cape on the base with the
100%.
other hand. You know what I mean? With the other hand too.
The exact same thing, because then without that you don't have any Superman representation there. So
Right.
Precisely.
So it makes sense that he just like beat the crap out of the Trinity, right? Batman, Wonder Woman. Oh well, I just find it weird that there's no other pieces here. You got like how many more? Two more characters. So you're missing Green Lantern.
You got a Green Lantern's ring on there.
Right.
Like a ring or something.
Yeah.
Or even
Flash, I'm not sure what Flash you can show. Exactly.
I mean, you could throw a Flash mask, and then you got Martian Manhunter, maybe his cape or something. I mean, they envisioned this and they made it so great. I mean, just the texture alone on the armor. I know you guys seen it. All the small textures, the blemishes, the battle damage. There's different layers of flat with semi-gloss. The lineage is really good on the paint. It's XM, man. These guys, they used to knock it out of the park all the time. I'm hoping I could get my hands on a new one, like something that they just like ship out recently.
You know what I would love for this? I know they could never do it, but like this Darkseid, I would have been all over this thing just if they had been able to have a switch out arm that was Darkseid with that, but it was like from Avengers JLA, where it's Darkseid wearing the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I mean, you could not actually do that, but this statue with that pose, and then
you can actually do that because Jarhead knows that there's a couple custom groups that do swap outs and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
You guys seen the sideshow Thanos on Throne, and this group venomized everything, so it's just like swap out.
Yeah.
So if they're hearing you, they might be like, "Hey, that's not a bad idea. Let's put the Infinity Gauntlet on his arm."
I think being this guy would be like, this is the perfect thing for where it's like Darkseid finally achieves destruction of the Justice League because he I don't know, used the Power Stone or something like that to enhance.
No, actually, I read the comic. I was reading it actually the other day. It's funny you show that, where it's like Darkseid was able to get a hold of the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, that's JLA Avengers from the.
Yeah, but he wasn't able to use it, so he just throws it.
Yeah, because wrong universe. Yeah, he gives it back. JLA Avengers, because they reprinted that actually in a trade after.
Another thing they could know with the statue too, though, is have a couple more switch outs where both hands are behind his back, kind of like how he's standing there like that. But then having the laser beams coming out in that zigzag manner that he's got, that'd be dope.
Even like where he's got the flame effect around his eyes, like they're his omega beams are starting to power up in his eyeballs and stuff. That could work too if they weren't going to have that. Like anything. So, there are a couple things obviously we'd say maybe if they said this one or the other, but this isn't. I'm not going to say this is the best Darkseid ever because, but I think for the scale, the size, this is like if you're looking for something to easily fit or you don't have a huge amount of space, this 6-scale Darkseid would be a perfect one to go try and track down. I'm willing to bet he's probably he's a 6-scale. I'm willing to bet he's not super expensive probably to find on the secondary market.
No, this piece was for sale or pending sale, which was fairly cheap. Because the owner asked me to sell it for him and use it here to do a live. So there is a buyer. So, and it was under $1,000. So it's not for the size and 1/6 scale. It's actually a really decent price based off the market value. Yeah, exactly for what you're getting. It's a pretty epic piece. Too bad I don't have. I used to have the Hal Jordan Green Lantern 1/6 scale by XM. I sold that, but I would have liked to see them both together. But he's got like all the rockets and all the tanks behind him or whatever, and he's like kind of flying. He's a pretty big piece. He even looks like he's a 1/4 scale, but the character itself is small. But I would have loved to see them both like side by side.
It's too bad you're not. It's just too bad you're not a big anime statue collector. Then you could have probably pulled out some. You could have had one of those to try and take apart with like 40 pieces to put together, and made Darkseid look like a little shorty guy in comparison.
Yeah, I am
30 inches tall.
I am an anime collector, but I control myself a lot. I do have some POs, and I'm tempted. And we're gonna talk about one of them because I wanted to throw a little bit of anime in there, and I'm like super excited for it, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Because there's some other custom stuff I want to talk about, and some license, and which is this anime piece is actually a licensed piece, so it's pretty exciting. But Jarhead, man, what do you like your overall rating and thought on this 1/6 Darkseid?
It's one of those things, man. It's like you look at this and like, man, I wish it was 1/4 scale, or I wish it was 3rd scale. They never did that with this statue. I always thought this was one of the better Darkseid statues out there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I like you said, like I like the style, the New 52 Darkseid, like the bulkiness, the musculature, the paint on it is amazing. So I really like this statue. I always have. Like I said, I just wish it was 1/4 scale, but then again, people that don't have a lot of space, this is probably like their Darkseid that they can get. So.
That they can get. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm trying to think, man, if this guy was a 1/4 scale, he'd probably be as big as that Wonder Woman. Yeah, I think he'd be as big as that Wonder Woman back there. She's about 30 inches tall. So I think because Prime One's movie version, 1/3, he's 40 inches tall. He's as tall as that Superman. That Superman's on a base. So that just kind of tells you the difference in terms of scale and height. You kind of can get somewhat of an idea.
Darkseid is one of those characters though that I've seen huge, like different sizes because sometimes he's just gigantic and other times he's just a big guy. So I've seen him done several different ways.
Yeah, I have too. And it's in the comics as well. He can kind of make himself really small. When Superman pretty much kicked his ass, he was like real scrawny and skinny. He was about Superman's height. In one of the volumes there. I can't remember all of them. I read them so much I can't remember which issue I read, but so he could differ in size, kind of like Apokolips a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. Apokolips could kind of change the size up and smaller. John, what do you think, man?
I think Jarhead hit the nail on the head. I think what's really great about this is it comes down to the size. The 1/6, perfect. This came out in a perfect size for someone who doesn't have too much space. And not only that, but the fact that they included the proximity pieces for the base Superman, the Batman, Wonder Woman, is fantastic because if you want a representation, you can get it all in one spot right here at this piece.
Right.
So,
Right. Does
it's
it give
beautiful.
you like that custom? It's kind of giving me like that custom Maestro that's coming out. I'm pretty sure you guys probably talked about it, where it's got like every hero's head somewhere on the base. It's a museum pose, sort of. It's kind of like bent down. It's fairly new.
You're seeing a lot of that now. A lot of that
Yeah.
going on.
Do you feel that? To me personally, I'm seeing it a lot in customs. I'm not quite sure about license. I don't think they go overboard like that, except for XM with Maestro on Throne. He's got like all those heads, and it's just like one of those things based off the comic that he's got like everybody's mask and head, and he's just like there, right? Does it feel like it's gonna get kind of washed out with like storytelling base and Sentinels? Do you guys feel that might potentially happen with that sort of thing about having all these Easter eggs on there?
It can. It can.
You can't have too much stuff. Sometimes simple is better.
Yeah.
Right.
You're hearing that a lot of people want more of a simplistic base and want all the focus on the actual character, the statue itself.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you get a lot of collectors who are like, "Hey, I don't have too much space, so if they can give me the character that I want, and then around it some sort of proximity pieces that kind of tie in the story together, it works if you're limited on that front, as opposed to picking up, let's say, a whole 1/6 line."
Yeah, I will say I think that's one thing, at least from what we've seen so far. Like what I like with Legendary Beasts is they keep their base pretty, rounded, not spread out all over. That's a criticism I think you give to Prime One for a lot of their bases, is that they just go wacky with all kinds of stuff all over it. That just there's so much going on, it distracts from the actual character. But I think that Jay he has stuff on like around the base or something like that, some storytelling. Yeah, but it's not tons of, but you've got the figure, basically the actual character, boom, and then there's some storytelling around that side, but it's not like the figure's here in the middle and then there's another like 15 inches around it of bricks and water or whatever telling you a story about what's supposed to be around them, but it distracts you from the figure. It just makes it wider, where you can he does it in such an economical way, and I'm putting in quotes economical because it's still big. It's still a third scale statue, so it's still big. But he puts it like carved into the base, where you get to see like some of the history or characters associated with whatever the DC hero is. So I think it makes it so that's what I like about him, is that he's economical with space taken up, because he knows a lot of people are going to buy his Justice League, or the Trinity they might just buy the Trinity, but that's going to be 3 huge statues, or they might be looking to get the whole Justice League. So he's being economical with the base size, and also letting you stay focused on the hero with its switch outs, but still tells you something about the hero too. That's what I liked with that mole statue that PCS is doing, where it's got a very simple base, but it's got some scenes tied into the look and style to kind of give you a feel of what's going on around. Why does this character look like he does at this moment?
Do you think that's the case too, Jarhead? Do you think it's gonna kind of die down with having too much on there like that?
I don't know. I like both. I like simple sometimes, and I like crazy. So it's like, there's definitely statues out there. I'm like, man, I love that statue because it's so crazy. And I don't want that to die down for sure, because some statues are like, man, that's crazy, but I like I can stare at the statue for hours, staring at all the craziness. But then I really appreciate the art, of a simple statue, and it's still able to convey a story. You got bases that tell the history of the character, which is also dope. So I they're both really, really good. I don't see it going that way. I think some statue companies are going that way. Like Prime 1 has calmed down a lot with their bases. Like they used to have a lot of crazy stuff, but every once in a while they still do it. So I don't think you're ever going to stop companies from going crazy with the bases too much, because that's where they came from, right? It was always simple bases back in the day. It was just like X-Man with an X base,
right.
I'm not interested in that. I want something on the base to doing something, even if it's just a storytelling base where it tells the history of the character, like the LBS does. Even if it's just that, then that's at least it's something and it's telling me a story. So
right. Well, I mean, all my top shelf right there is Prime 1, and they're all simple bases, but those are a lot older pieces, right? I don't have any of the new Prime 1 pieces. Lately, I just really been picking up a lot of XM stuff. The price point on XM's been really good on the aftermarket for me, at least out here, because most of these I got local pickup. But I haven't really seen too many. Our boy Michael Reyes, not sure if he's in the chat. And I apologize. I know I've been doing the live unboxing, so let me just go through here and just say what's up to everybody. I'm sorry. I know it's like 47 minutes in, but we get into it. So Juan Ortega, we got Aiden in the house, Michael Reyes. So Michael Reyes right there, he's got a lot of newer stuff and some Predator stuff, and they do go really well with their bases. Michael's son also has got some epic Prime 1 piece. He's got that the Doomslayer, the OG, the DX one with all the swap outs and stuff. That thing is huge. It's freaking fantastic. Yeah, shout out to FigureCon and Badman, appreciate it. Yeah, see Michael's still here. Yeah, Michael, shout out, man. Thank you. But yeah, this guy's got, like, Michael's picking up a bunch of stuff. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to go do the live unboxings at his place because I know he's picked up a bunch of gaming pieces, Horizon, Zero Dawn, some of those robotic dinosaurs and stuff. It's pretty cool. And he's got much more. He's got some PCS stuff coming in too. I'd love to go to his place and check out some of his new stuff. But I just feel that, like in the beginning with Sideshow when they did like the Danger Room, and then everybody started doing Danger Room, and then it's like Sentinels, and then everybody started doing Sentinels, and I felt washed out. Like when I see new pieces that come out with Sentinels, I'm like, you're another Sentinel. And not to say anything bad, I know Charhead, I can see that Magneto back there, I can see that Custom Colossus, and they're epic pieces, man. They're really, really nice pieces. There's a lot going on that Magneto behind you because he's like in that Sentinel head. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine how long it took you to unbox that and put that thing together.
It took a long time to find where everything went.
Right. No, it's massive. That Jetwing I did. It took Michael and I 3 hours to put it together, and I had to edit the video. Now still 45 minutes from editing that video and putting it together. So yeah, Prime 1 will do some really, really big epic bases. So that's why I feel kind of in the middle. I don't know if that's going to be a trend, if that's going to die out. I personally love museums. John, I know I see you have like the Hush sculpted cape back there. You got some pieces that are a little bit more, universally small, and then you have some bigger pieces that have a lot more stuff on there. But for the most part, I don't see anything too crazy in your collection back there. But do you have any epic pieces that is just too much to even display?
I'm 1/3 museum for the most part.
Yeah.
Epic to display, probably the Jungle Hunter.
Yeah.
That base, the base was crazy. I wasn't expecting it to be that big.
Yeah.
Just size wise, but that's pretty much it. Nothing.
Didn't they make a whole nother like thing for that base, like to where they have like the guy hanging off of it, or did it come like that?
No, I think that one's for the quarter scale, the big game cover art.
Yeah,
that's a companion.
Yeah, that one, the City Hunters base is pretty big too. If you get the 5,000,
yeah, with the trophies,
yeah.
26 inches in depth. Yeah, it's crazy.
Another one, I guess, for being really hard to display. I haven't owned it, but I guess just looking at it, the 3rd scale Doomsday from Prime. that piece, it's monstrous. like ridiculously huge.
So when do you stop it though? Like, I mean,
don't.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like when do they? I just thinking in my head, it's like they're going bigger and bigger.
Well, think about it. I mean, we had it in the last year. They did a life-size bust of freaking Sauron. That was like 7 feet tall or something like. I mean, if they're doing a life, I've been seeing. What is it? Not Beast Kingdom, but I think who did some of the did like the Megazord and the Dragon Zord statues. They've shown like a life-size Ten Command blade that's like 8 feet tall. Right. I'm like, I love Ten Command blade. I've watched the series 4 times probably since the 90s, and I'm like, other than the like most filler episodes that I've ever seen in anything practically ever, including have filler episode right after they did a filler recap episode after a recap episode. That like they're doing a life-size thing of that. They're doing that like 12 foot 10 or 12 foot tall Optimus Prime. We've had a life-size Hulkbuster that people own. I mean,
people are buying.
I know we're not talking that huge, but I mean when they made it already, that people have already bought it and displayed it in that kind of size. Are we really shocked that, you know, and I'm putting quote smaller creations. I never am going to call the Predator line small, but I'm saying in comparison to stuff like that, they're small, you know? So companies are willing and people are willing to buy them. I don't know anyone who's crazy enough to buy them. I mean, I look at John's stuff behind him and I go, John's kind of crazy with all that stuff. With just that size of stuff.
It's definitely a rabbit hole.
Yeah, but there's nothing to dissuade them from going bigger until just people don't buy it and they have to sell it. Now, we have seen Prime 1 and some of their things have to do some big sales in the last couple of years on specific pieces, or or think about, now it's not as big or huge, but like think Justice Buster, the Batman with like that robot and stuff, that they had to sell that like just a year or two, like 2023, I think it was like $900 off or something. So I think that just has to do with the pricing, which is shrinking some of the collectors or the world economy the last year or two. But there isn't been any like mass where they're having to, on very many pieces, go that kind of discount, which would dissuade them. Like, people aren't buying something this big, you know? I don't think we've seen that really.
I think you'll always have. I know over the last year or so we've heard like Prime 1's retracting from 1/3 and so on. I think you're always going to have that larger scale. You're always going to have it. It's probably ES's. You'll see ES's plummet, but I think that larger
and you
larger
might see more quarter scale from, like, say, Prime 1 here and there, or you might, like, Hellbat was originally supposed to be a third scale. They switched it to a quarter scale.
And how I don't think, I think they wanted to try that, but I don't think quarter scale. How successful has quarter scale been for Prime 1?
Well, I think I'm not going to argue that point with you necessarily. I haven't bought enough to really be able to comment, but I think third scale, I can see them where, depending on the pieces now, they might be a little bit more selective of what they put in the third scale, quarter scale. But it could be depending on, and I'll just use like for what they might go into with price point, for them being a cheaper price point, like those Justice statues combined with Blitzway, because those are going to be they're $800. They're quarter scale. They're about that size or so, and like the Darkseid, they're going to be about that big. So if those are very successful and they're only $800, now, admittedly, got to temper that they're out specifically Alice Ross style artwork based things. But if those things are really successful, they're to sell out eventually. I could see them where they might go for, are we going to do this piece in bigger or smaller? that could affect it. But I think their bread and butter, at least for Prime One, it's like suddenly if XM, like, hey guys, starting the second half of 2025, we're primarily doing third scale now, not quarter scale. Everybody would look at them like they're crazy. Like, what? Like, why?
I think maybe it's like just based off history and establishment, right? Prime One's established 1/3. They're the biggest at 1/3 period. So I think that's why their sales might not be the greatest at quarter scale, even though everybody's asking, like the Hush, right? The Hush Superman and Batman. People begging for years to make it a quarter scale. I mean, why not? I feel that it sucks, but it's a good thing business wise. Is sell out of your 1/3, wait some time, and then start doing your quarter. And I know a lot of people were probably pissed off that they did that, but a lot of people were super happy and they sold out. So business wise, it works for them. Necessarily to answer the question earlier about should they just promote 1/6 quarter and 1/3, I think it depends on the company. Like Prime One, they're just so established with 1/3, they should just stick with that, and then see how sales go, and then go for quarter and see how that works. It worked for Hush, might not work for every piece, but I think they're doing okay with their quarter. Now their gaming pieces, like that Kratos we were talking about earlier, that thing's freaking epic. I would prefer it in 1/3, honestly, for that specific. But you're gonna have a lot of quarter scale. I mean, we've seen it, Jarhead. Quarter scale Kratos sell out, and I believe there's another company coming out with the 2.0 version of their first one that they have the original Kratos and they have God of War Kratos from Ragnarok. So you can get the two swap out. So if you guys haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure Custom Producer already posted it. I think I posted it myself as well, depending on where you guys are at. Not sure if John, if you posted, if you've seen that.
Well, they also did like from Horizon, Aloy.
Right.
A couple, like people associate that. Maybe you guys might agree. Maybe it for Prime One or something like that, or any statue copy. It depends what the license and the line is going to be. Maybe they need to be more specific with whatever the base story or movie or whatever that are going to be making product from or using as the basis. They need to be consistent with that scale for that line is supposed to be in that scale and do it that way.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what the future holds, but
yeah.
Don't take away 1/3, man. Look,
No.
they're alien. They're alien. They're going from they're alien.
We're going XL size. Like what? Like what? How do you like?
And all I'm hearing is, "Oh, I'm going to order that when that comes out." I don't know. I guess people find a way.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when we start seeing it out in the wild, and people start posting their pictures and stuff like that. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this one up. There's a few of these finished renders of a custom group. I got a couple of them. One of them still poly paint. I wanted to bring it up. We can chat about it. I know you've seen it, Jarhead. I know because we're mainly customs, and I know you've shown it. Let me share this right here. Are you able to see it?
Oh yeah. That is a very flowing up skirt.
Yes, it is.
That makes me think of what Lois Lane should have been doing with that skirt of hers in Superman the animated series a lot more.
It's a quarter piece. I actually do wish this was 1/3. This is the final render. There's actually 3 portraits, and I'll get to the last one. The commissioner sent me some info today, so I got some other pictures. This is his second Supergirl. The first one was very basic. He did an extra portrait. He fixed some stuff, and he's like offered another portrait from his original one, and that original updated portrait now could be a part of this one. But you got to pick two out of the 3. So if you wanted a third one, it would come with an extra stand, and that's like a different cost. I don't know what that is, so if anybody's interested, let me know, and I'll guide you the right direction. I really love the concept of this, and I will keep scrolling more to the side.
Yeah, I dig the forced perspective stuff. Like I don't normally like it on statues, but here I like it. Superman in the background there, and actually if you zoom in by her leg, there's a little plane. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, right there. There's a little plane right there. The only thing that concerns me about, and it always has, is man, are we going to get breakage? Right, those pieces got to be super fragile. But I love the effect. I absolutely love the concept about it. Like if you look under her foot, like she's flying, and it's that clear resin underneath the peg.
Yeah.
Right, Superman, same thing with his cape. I like the smoke, the clouds going through the jet right there, and how it's floating above the water. I really like that effect. So all this water down here and it's floating. Very, very good concept. Let me scroll up a little bit here, and this is the second portrait from this piece, and we'll go down the line, and there'll be a third one that you can check out. But let's see if I could go to the next image here. Yeah, so that's just a close-up of one of the portraits. Well, it won't show up. Okay, here we go. So just a different angle of it. I do love, like I said, when I spoke about the smoke and the clouds, this looks really good on the renders. So hopefully, and I even spoke to the commissioner about this. I said hopefully they can knock out the paint on that, because if you can't do the clouds like that, that's gonna be not good in my opinion. I think we really got to get that cloud to look just like that.
So is the skirt? Is it me, or is the skirt like different? Like because before it was blown up a little bit more, right?
Yeah. Good question. I see 3 variants of that skirt.
Yep.
I didn't ask if the skirt's removable to do something like that.
Yeah, because it's changing every time I look at it.
Yeah, it does. Like that one's all the way up. Let's see. Yeah, that one's still the same. That's a close up. That one's a little bit further, but you know what? It's I was thinking it was just maybe the skirt was tied into the torso, but if you look at the stand next to it,
yeah,
I'm
the longer you stare at it, your imagination starts to take over. I think that's what's happening.
No, that I'm imagining something different. Nothing to do with it.
Yeah, so no, you started to make me imagining something different too. So let me
see. No, look, this skirt is different than the first one.
Wrong.
Yeah, from the first one, which is this one.
Yeah,
that's totally different. With the post.
That's a good question. I'm gonna have to ask. I'm gonna have to send the commissioner a message, be like, "Hey, what the hell's going on with the skirt?"
Hey, go back to the other one too. Go back to that first one.
The first one. Yeah, this one.
The color is different.
Yeah, it's more of a metallic.
Yeah.
It looks way more metallic. Interesting. Good eyes, guys. I didn't even pay attention to that. Yeah, see, but yeah, that's so weird. Now, see, I find it interesting too that if you look at it, the extra torso on the right side is like cut underneath her breast, but that would leave a seam line if you were going to swap them both out.
No, it's just the head. It's where the neck meets the body.
Okay. So that's just the way the stand is.
Yeah, that's just the way the stand is.
So then, yeah, that's so curious about the skirt. That's such a good question.
Hey, William.
Yes.
I don't know if you know, Michael Reyes had popped up. He says he's still got a couple statues for you to unbox.
No, I saw that message earlier. I was like, yeah, we'll try to.
You're like, as long as you can roll up and be the one to put him in the garage, we can talk.
Well, I hadn't gone there yet because he was like getting module cases and stuff, and I was like, I'll wait for him to put all that stuff together, and when he hits me up, I'll schedule a day to go down there and we can hang out and do some live unboxing shenanigans. It's always fun to go hang out with Michael. So yeah, and I'm excited to see some of those pieces, man. He's got some epic stuff, man. Really does. Here's another close up of this one. I like this portrait, and I like the skin tones and the freckles on it. Is it a new thing where they have the square eyebrows like that? Like I see a lot of young ladies nowadays having the eyebrows. I'm just not sure if that's just a thing.
They're tattooed.
It's tattooed. Yeah, see how they're thick?
Yeah.
Compared to some of my other females are like really thin. So I'm not sure if that's just a style. But each artist does their own interpretation. Seam line on the hair looks pretty decent up here on top.
Yeah.
That looks pretty damn good. Let's go ahead and get to the side view here.
See, her skirt's way up on this one.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but right here, she looked like she got a BBL going on right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a BBL.
She does her squats.
I don't know, man. I mean, those renders are good, but I'm looking at Aphrodite over here in person, and hers is looking a little bit better. So yeah, you got a better view of Superman here. I don't know how detailed that's gonna be. He's gonna be so small to paint. Hopefully, it's not a mess.
I mean, really, all you need to do is like just it's gonna be a blur anyways. Really, like you just basic colors and that's it.
Yeah,
because you're not really gonna see the detail anyways. Really, I don't think.
Detail on that cape right there, real quick.
Yeah, the cape.
No, the anatomy's looking good. The boot's looking good. I like the creases down here on the boot as well. Superman's looking pretty clean. I just worry about stuff like this, man, with shipping and breakage. And like I mentioned about the clouds, look how the clouds look on the render, man. They really got to knock this out of the park. The only thing, and I have a question for you guys. Do you like the fact that the bottom of that base is cut like that?
You're never gonna see it, so it doesn't bother me.
I think it's okay. It's like you said, they got to nail that completely to a T.
Yeah, and that's the thing I tell people is like, and some of these commissioners, I was like, man, this is you're making this render so good that I think it's going to be impossible to knock out. It's just going to be almost impossible for someone to actually paint it like this.
That could go from clouds to cauliflower real quick.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
That can happen, unfortunately.
I think Freddy's backstage.
Oh, is he? Okay, sorry.
So.
Because I'm like looking at the full screen here. Let's get Freddy. Sorry, Freddy. There he is. Freddy's back.
Am I in?
There you go.
Yeah, you're in, brother. Sorry, I was on the Facebook page because I want to make sure I scroll through these pictures for you guys. Do you want me to go back, Freddy? You want to take a look at this new Supergirl render, full rendered?
If you have time, yeah.
Oh,
sorry
yeah,
about that. Yo,
man.
my mobile phone burnt out because I was on it streaming.
Let's go back. I think Freddy only cares about the important stuff, so I'm gonna go right about here. There you go.
Yep, that's about right.
Wait, is this a piece that's being commissioned? What is?
Yeah. This is a new Supergirl third portrait, guys. Sorry, and I want to make sure Freddy catches this. So this is a new Supergirl. This group did an original one. It was more of a museum. This is more dynamic flying, and you could tell right here. It's got a little Superman, and down at the bottom, there's a little plane by her boot shooting through the sky. Yeah. So I'll fling through here a little bit for you. You can take a look. So it does have 2 portraits, Freddy. Actually, there's an extra third one, but you pick 2 out of 3 according to the commissioner. But if you do really want the third one, he'll throw in an extra stand at extra cost. I don't know what the cost is.
It's an interesting choice of the outfit. Is that? It looked like because that outfit kind of looked metallic in that other one.
Can you? Yeah, it does, and you caught that too. Yeah. Your volume's kind of low, Freddie. It's getting a little hard to hear you, but I'm gonna try my best because I'm kind of half deaf. But yeah, this one for some reason is metallic, and this other one is more flat. Maybe it's
sorry about that.
Yeah, maybe it's based off of each portrait. Not sure, but we're catching some discrepancies here. The guys are catching things. So, like this side profile here. She looked like she got BBL. I don't remember her having a BBL in the animated series.
Wow.
But it does look good.
I thought Supergirl was more in down in another region, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it depends on what comic, right? When she's Power Girl, she's really down in another region. So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't say this too often with the female pieces, but isn't her skirt way too short?
No,
can I see the front? Can I see the front?
Didn't we unbox Aphrodite? I mean, her skirt was pretty damn short.
Yeah, short. But Supergirl piece. All right, I mean, I don't hate this, but I think it should be a little longer at least.
Unless this is the evil black suit Supergirl,
Right.
when Michael Turner was like drawing her.
I'm all
See,
for the risque, but
This one's a little like I don't know if it's longer or if it's just laying down more, but
Laying down. Yeah, it looks like it's laying down more, which I find it odd. I mean, I'm like stumped here with what's going on. So here is, I think this is that's the other portrait. So that's the third portrait right here. And this one right here. Let me see if I'll get a close up here for you guys. Right here. This one right here was the updated version of his original one because he had two, and then he updated it, and this is the updated version, which is by far better than the other two. I actually love this portrait more than the other two from his original. So now he said you could have this with this piece if you were to pick it up. So you can have all three. Obviously, everything costs, so you'd have to talk to him. So if you like this piece and you want this piece, talk to the commissioner or send me a message, and I'll talk to him for you guys. I just want to.
Oh, sorry.
No, I just want to shout out to Dennis B. Free Perez and Random Korean. Thanks for joining. Because I'm like doing multiple things, so I'm trying to see who else is on here. Go ahead, Freddie.
Yeah, I was saying I like the options of multiple heads for Supergirl. We haven't really had her in the movies, at least not. I know we got one coming.
Yeah.
But in the comics, I know there's a lot of iterations of Supergirl and how she's drawn.
Mm-hmm.
And I like having the options of different heads of Supergirl, because you think it's just, it's blonde and she's white or what have you, but there are variations of Supergirls, and to me, when I read them, I do favor some variations over than others,
right?
And I like Supergirl. I like her character. I just finished reading the Wonder Woman, was it The Woman of Tomorrow, which I thought was really good, and they drew that one different too, but they have different styles. I just like having 2 to 3 options, right? Because some heads because some make her face round, like you saw that final one that you showed there. Her face is round. I like the round face, and then you have some where her face is a little bit more chiseled, which is basically long, slim like mine. And then you have.
I think her dark Supergirl, she was more chiseled.
Yeah.
I don't think her face is that round, right?
Yeah. So, like I said, it depends on how you like your Supergirl, round, chiseled, or narrow. I like having the options because there are some Supergirls that I see without the options I don't like, and I hate to not get a piece. Because, like I said, it's easy when you, like, say, Superman, right? You have so many different options from artists like Alex Ross or this or that, or you could pick from one that kind of looks like Henry Cavill or this, that kind of, you have different options as far as Superman, and Batman's the same thing. We have so many, different artists, and we know them, right? Some of us don't really know artists of Supergirl, so, but there are different iterations of her that I like. So as I see this, I like that you have more than one option.
Look at Stanley's on it with you. He thinks the skirt's too short.
Yeah, right. Let's just say it's weird, because we're guys, and it does feel a little too short.
There are ways, there are ways we see certain characters. Like Supergirl has kind of the nice next door girl kind of thing. That's what she's supposed to be kind of in the same vein.
Cute,
Kal-El a little
cute,
bit,
right?
But like personality-wise, kind of a little bit more in the vein of Kal-El. Whereas, we look at Goblin Queen, Madeline Pryor. She's kind of a villain. We also will see them as, in maybe a more revealing, sexy attire or something. That's how sometimes we view or how the characters have been used. So they are going to affect how you expect to kind of see them.
Yeah.
In their outfit,
and like Jarhead said, right? Power Girl, like her asset, like I would because even though one asset is bigger than the other, but we understand what she is, right?
Well, she did get a little deboot in the latest Art Girl one.
You guys know the story about her though, right? For Power Girl and why her boobs got so big. Everybody should know the story.
Yeah. Well, Leah Williams just revealed recently the reason she actually wears the boob windows because her boobs sweat a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Jarhead, I know you've seen it. Wanted to ask you your opinion because you're a fellow custom collector as big as myself. What do you think? What do you rate it at, and what would you like to see changed, or do you think this is like one of those Wonder Woman's Supergirls to have in terms of classic?
I mean, I dig it a lot. You see Supergirl flying a lot for some reason. You see it; it's a very common thing. She's always flying through clouds. I dig this one because of the force perspective base, which I don't normally like.
Yeah.
But for some reason on this one, I like it. Honestly, I would have to see the prototype first to make for sure. I like what I see here. I just don't like what's confusing me. Is it gonna be different paint jobs? Like, is it gonna be a shiny suit, or is it gonna be a dull suit? Is it the skirt gonna be up, or is it gonna be down? Like, other than that, it's a pretty sculpt. Like, it's a pretty statue. I like it a lot. Like I said, I just would want to see it printed and see what it.
Yeah. I'm curious to see if he's giving the option of two different paints. Like, if you don't want that shiny metallic, you can have the matte.
Yeah, the shiny still doesn't do it for me. I like the flat.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing because it just gives you more of a nostalgia classic. But when you think of them doing some of the metallic stuff lately, I really love that Hal Jordan from Prime 1 that has a black metallic with green. I like that a lot. But with her, I think the matte really goes well. John, what do you think of this piece, man?
I think she looks good. I'm more of a fan of the other paint job that you showed. But I like what they captured with the clouds. Yeah, like this looks good.
Yeah.
Go to the next one.
Let's see.
You got one more.
That one.
Yeah.
I mean, I could get a close up right there.
I'm just on the fence if I like it better with the skirt down as opposed to floating in the air. But for me, the only thing I think about when I look at this is I think the sculpt is great. Portraits look good so far for the render. Is the execution on the engineering and possible how they can make sure they're going to engineer it appropriately so that over time it doesn't lean at all. That's my only concern with this.
No, I was thinking the same thing when I spoke to him was the leaning. I don't know if they're going to put a peg through the leg or not. I'm not sure, but I was super worried about the leaning with that as well. The other thing I'm noticing is like it really depends. And I had this conversation on the last podcast. We were talking about a wasp, and people couldn't figure out the direction. Like, was she getting bigger? Was she getting smaller? Like, it didn't really explain the directional. So I'm getting confused now when I look at this because it looks like she's flying up. That means her skirt would be down.
Exactly.
Her skirt's up, so is she falling back down?
I thought of that exactly.
And to me, when I look at the peg and the way the clouds open up in a circle, that means she's going through it, not dropping down into it. So, because like it just kind of dispersed the air around it. So that's what I'm seeing here. But the skirt and the hair tell me otherwise. If that makes sense, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know.
Whereas as if she's burst through the clouds, the force perspective makes it seem like she's at a good distance away from them and she's hovering now, essentially.
Yeah.
What you're saying is right. What you're saying, I thought of that with the skirt. If she's flying upward, then
because let's look at this other. Let's dissect this.
Right now, if she's going down, her skirt's going to go up and her hair's going to go up. Yes.
No, she wouldn't be going down. She'd be going up.
So like this one, let's go. Let me.
No, if she's going up, her skirt would be down because the air would be coming down this way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, gosh darn it! Where's the other one? See this skirt's down more, and the hair's a little bit down more. Yeah. So it gives you the perspective. It just seems like she's going up still.
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess with the other one, you could say that she went up so fast. Now she's dropping and floating, and her hair and skirt went up.
Yeah, like that sudden stop, you go up and then you kind of
Right.
down, and then that wind.
So, I
love
mean,
the
that's
bass, man. I love the bass.
yeah. No, the
When I
bass
look at it.
is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just. I guess it's to each his own. As Stanley said, it's always trivia time, John.
Yeah. That is a piece of work.
That's
Is the
hilarious.
bass teal? That bass
It
is
looks like it's supposed to be water.
it water.
It's water, yeah.
Let me get a close up here for you, right there.
Okay.
Right
Yeah,
there.
I'm with John on what's the engineering gonna be like? Because that dip
Yeah, this little plane right here
scares
too.
me.
This little plane right there kind of worries me a little bit as well. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. You know, Jarhead said it. Let's wait for the prototype. Let's see when it comes out and how it looks, because you know, until you see the actual engineering, it's going to be nuts. But yeah, really cool piece.
I was looking at Michael's comment.
Let me go back here.
It's stupid.
Where's the switch out? He said, is there a switch out without a boob job? I don't think so, Mike. I can ask him, but I don't think so. Is her boob supposed to be smaller? I mean, maybe she's wearing a padded bra. I mean, who knows?
That's funny.
Lane, you're on mute. What do you think, man? I didn't get your opinion on this.
Yeah, I think it's like it looks good with the rendering and stuff. I don't, it's not something I would pick up. I'm just not a big enough fan of Supergirl.
But what if her skirt was longer? Would you then pick it up?
No, I'm just not a big enough fan of Supergirl.
He's like, not in my house.
Not in my house. Not in this house. Defense. But I like kind of, it looks like the hair movement and everything that they have kind of laid out for the statue. But I don't know, something with it is just not clicking with me exactly. But like I said, I'm not a big Supergirl person. So it's hard for me to get excited for a statue, or just whether figure statue or otherwise. I would actually probably be more into this if it was the girl from the Supergirl from the Flash movie, because I really liked her looking at everything and stuff from that movie. Yeah. And I think it's just, I don't know. I like Power Girl, but I just like kind of her outfit and stuff more. Right. But I do think the skirt on this one should be a little bit longer. It does feel a little bit short. It does it points out the silliness a little bit of sometimes the short skirt outfits they would have superheroines wear, especially if they could fly, right? Those kind of abilities. Or, back in the 70s, Saturn Girl's outfit basically looked like she was just wearing tape or something to keep her outfit, like 70s Legion stories with her. Right. But I think it's a fine looking statue for one of the customs and stuff, but it's not something that just makes me go, oof, I really think I need to get that particular one if I was trying to get a custom. You've shown some other ones recently, like the Goblin Queen. I think I like the base for that one better, with the little demon goblins and all that and stuff with it.
Supergirl and the map,
or that one, or something. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of the character, like that Clayface, something monstrous, a little bit different, that kind of thing. Right. That one reminds me kind of some Supergirl types that I've seen. Like XM had that Supergirl. Right. But it's still solid looking. So if you're a Supergirl fan, and it's not like there's 100 statues of her that get made. Every once in a while you get something pop up.
Is Marcos watching this? Marcos, if you're watching this, I don't know if you came in the chat. Look, Supergirl is smiling. So I know it's not Superman, but I think she was smiling in all those portraits. She's not actually. Maybe wait. Did she smile in all of them? I think she's smiling in all of them. But look, man,
he's usually busy doing his best LeBron impersonation because he's complaining.
Yeah.
Or flop. You know, he's doing the YouTube spokesman flopping version of flopping like LeBron.
As a representative of the House of L, Supergirl is smiling. So you know.
So I got this other custom here, and I really want to know Jarhead's opinion on this because I think the renders look freaking amazing. I love everything about this piece. It's more my style, and we'll talk about it a little bit. But the price point is it's got to be fake. I'm gonna show it right now. Let me know what you think here, Jarhead. Just talk to me because I know we know about this custom world stuff. No.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't say cheap, but it's cheap.
What
does that mean?
It's anime style
ish.
The head sculpt. I've actually seen the painted prototype already, like the close up to the head and everything, and it looks good. I like it a lot. I'm not really big into anime-ish looking character, like making comic book characters anime style. This looks good. The paint job is really good on this. Even the paint right here, like it looks good. Like she looks good for the style it is, right?
Right.
The backpack on her back looks like a backpack, like it looks straight like a from the store.
Yeah.
So, and I know this group does good work.
Actually, I have their Logan. That was the one I was going to unbox last week. So we'll take that. We'll take a look at it next week. But yeah, it's the same group.
I think Nice Guy has several of their pieces. They always do good work. They turn out really well. They went a little anime on her on this one, but it's a really good price for the statue. So if you're into Spider-Man, I would pick this up.
I'm gonna pop that up right there just so you guys see. The full price is $350.
Wow. Damn, that's
$350. Where are you gonna see a $350 quarter scale Spider-Gwen? Okay, $350 for a quarter scale. Quantity 88.
But you always hear that customs are expensive though, right? So
yeah. For some reason, customs are like,
where's the secret deluxe price that I'm missing? That is actually $700. Like, that's the down payment price. This definitely feels like it's influenced by the what is the name? Shunya Yoshimitsu style. You know, they do who does them? You know, a lot of the 7th scale statue where the Bishojo series.
Yeah, Bishojo, yeah.
This definitely, because they did a Spider-Gwen. But this definitely feels like it's kind of based off the Pretty Girl, that line kind of thing. I own one. I own Morrigan from Darkstalkers. That one of her, which is funny, is because for years people wanted them to make her, and they've done a couple different versions of her. But this feels like it was kind of influenced by that style because they did do Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider, which he goes by now. But I like the hair. It's definitely not the style I would get. Like if I was going to get her, I don't know. I'd get something like trying to get the old XM piece of her or something that, you know, came out some years ago, like that version of her. But I like the, although it does kind of look like her shoes are like ballet slipper things, kind of. That may be the only thing. That's the one thing I noticed. I'm like, are those ballet slippers on her? And I only know that because my sister did ballet for like years when she was little.
What do you mean for the statue? That's the normal feet where she
I know, but but here it reminds me of ballerina shoes.
They do. My kids did ballet too. My oldest.
Now they're not probably that, but that's just what pops in my. Those don't look like their shoes like in, you know, the Spider-Verse movies.
So I don't see Michael asking if there's a swap out top for her either, because I don't remember her top being that big.
Yeah, well, that was going to be the other thing. That does have even more than the Bishojo's line there. She looks like she got hit with the Power Girl line.
Yeah. I do. But personally, for me, the only thing I worry is the lean, because she's on her toes, so that peg can't be that sturdy. I do like the little Spider-Man on the base. The base is decent. It's nothing too crazy. And I think I'm like with Jarhead on it. It's really anime-ish on the face. If they had a like more comic version of the portrait and added an extra $100, I think it would be a steal. You know, you have two portraits, one more realistic and one the anime like they wanted to. But even though I don't collect Spider-Man stuff or universe, it's still like it's one of those where you see the 350, you're like, I'm just gonna buy it to buy it because she does look amazingly sexy. Her face is beautiful, but it's that anime-ish, and I like anime. Don't get me wrong, but I would have to buy the whole line, and I'm just the type of guy I'd have to buy the whole line with the anime-ish looking face. But that lean worries me. Freddie, what do you think?
I love this statue, and I love anime. That well, I'm not a huge, Spider-Verse fan, stuff like that. I like it, but I'm not like a huge fan where, certain things this doesn't bother me at all. I like anime. I like Gwen Stacy. Actually, what I would love in my collection, in my mind, I see all these figures and statues that I wish I can have. And even I have a list. I have a Jarhead list. I don't know if he knows that, right? Jarhead, he's enabled
you got
me.
a Jarhead list?
Yeah,
he's Jarhead list. There's John. Hey, John, welcome back.
You are the first person to like really enable me, then Will. But I have a Jarhead list of custom pieces. I'm dead serious of all the pieces customs that I want, and then I have a Will list, which I do have a Will list of all the pieces that I want from the Darkseid stuff and all the stuff you said surrounding that. That's my list, right? Yeah, you know the list, all the stuff you share with me. Yeah, that's all in there. But top of the list, Jarhead, is the Wolverine statue that you have. I want that still.
Which one's that one that I don't know of?
Which one?
The Weapon X. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I on my list is actually I do want a Gwen Stacy and I want a Miles Morales on my statue. I don't need a whole line. I just need Miles and Gwen, and I'm good. But if I could to pair it, because you said a whole line, is this the only statue from the line that they're doing?
No, they've got a whole line.
Anime style like this?
No, they're more regular. That's why I don't know why they did this. Like, this is to me is like a one-off, right? Like, so to me, another thing that bothers me about this statue. So the rest of the statue is realistic, right? But then she's anime looking on her face. Yeah. So it's kind of throwing me off. The way the rest of the body's painted and everything, and then her face is animated. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't bother me too much.
Like, if I got the statue, I would want to have her with a mask on.
Yeah, I think they should have done an extra portrait, but they went just with this one. That's why the price point is $350. I don't know if you caught that, John, earlier. This piece is $350.
$350?
Yeah,
we all said the same thing.
Yeah, I think Jarhead, what you're seeing is her eyes are way too big and far apart. That gives it the anime look. If they made her eyes a little bit smaller, a little closer, it'd be a little bit more realistic, but still kind of.
And the bigger anime eyes are big. So.
Yeah.
So let me go. What scale was this again?
Quarter scale.
Quarter scale at 350. Wow. That's crazy, right?
Here it is. So there's the measurements, material, quantity, and the shipping. Second quarter 2025. It's gonna move fast, from what I'm seeing, because they posted this a while back.
88.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah. So
yeah, but they should, man. They should give you they should give you multiple heads, at least one more, even if it's just mask, like you said. Is this backpack sculpted as well?
It's sculpted.
Man, that looks so real. I could have sworn that was mixed. So they just threw on, like give you a Vans that's.
I don't know if you've seen Nice Guy's collection. He's got a few of their statues.
Yeah.
And it looked just like you couldn't tell if it was material or if it was sculpted, and they're sculpted.
Yeah, his setup's beautiful. This portrait and the hair, I'm digging the way the hair's done.
That hair is crazy. I'm afraid it's gonna. I hope they package it right, because it looks like it could chip or break. It's nice.
So random Korean says this portrait looks like a realistic face version head swap out for a lot of. Let me pop it up here for a lot of full blown anime statue portrait. Yeah, Yeah, we agree with you that Stanley. Yeah, we all wish Stanley that they're all 350, but you're not.
That would be amazing. Yeah,
Man.
back
So,
in the old days.
Quarter
sorry to cut
scale?
you off. Yeah, quarter scale. So yeah, sorry to interrupt you, John. Yeah, go ahead, John. What do you think? Like overall, I kind of gave my opinion with the lean and the pegging and the portrait, but
Yeah,
I think she
same
looks.
thing here.
Yeah, she looks. Her body's more like, mid. Like a 28-year-old, hot body, and we know Gwen's. She's not that old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They proportion her more adult. Not sure if that's a deal breaker for some people. If they're really canon into the comic and they love the character, it might be a little too much. But like I said before, man, I might just purchase it just to purchase it because it's so goddamn cheap.
Give me your anime Miles Morales, and then you may have me. It's a pair.
Go ahead, John. Give us your opinion.
There's a
man.
Miles in this line.
Really?
I'm used to my Gwen in 2 pieces, but for this, come on, that was a good joke, man. That was, you guys are supposed to laugh. But no, this is, before you told me the price, I was gonna say, for me, your point is thing that it goes back to the Supergirl we were talking about, is that leaning and the engineering. I don't know what it is with these companies wanting to take these massive risks. That's what comes to my mind. Before I found out the price, I was gonna say it just seems a little bit simplistic, the base.
Mm-hmm.
I would like something more, a little bit more going on, but at that price point, clearly the focal point is Gwen and the way she's sculpted and her hair and her portrait. I'm digging, so I can see, I see the value there for sure at that price.
Yeah.
Hands down.
No, yeah, I agree. I like the little Spider-Man Easter egg on there. I think it's kind of cool. I don't know if you noticed on the backpack she has a keychain with Spider Pig on it.
Spider-Pig, yeah.
That was pretty cool too. Yeah, so Random Korea, the portrait looks really nice from the price. This portrait type of stylized can look really bland, all the same if not done properly, but looks amazing if done right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Jarhead, you said you've seen the actual proto, like pictures of the proto.
Yeah.
Yeah, and does it give it justice based off this render?
Yeah, for sure. The paint looks really, really good. The whole statue looks good. It's just like I said, it's just like I like it and I don't like it at the same time, if that makes sense. Like I really dig the paint job on the statue. I'm just not really into the anime look, but I
Mhm.
can't deny it's not pretty. Like, oh, I look at it, I'm like, that's a pretty head sculpt. Like,
Yeah.
but then again, I'm like, well, then it throws me off because I'm like looking at the rest of the sculpt and it doesn't make sense to me. So, I don't know. I like it and I don't like it at the same time. So, but for 350, I mean, that's
I like
good.
it. For 350, I like it.
Yeah, I'm actually glad they gave us college Gwen, because she's going to school.
Yeah.
Clearly, she's in college. She ain't in high school.
Yeah.
Not
She's
this
grown
one.
up over here. That way,
Not
we
this
don't feel so bad.
She's senior in college too. Like she's about,
Yes.
she's about to graduate.
She's going for
Yes.
her grad right now. She's going for her grad. But yeah, no, I'll be curious about the shipping as well because it's such a small footprint. It probably wouldn't be that bad, especially if you did freight shipping, not shrimping, but shipping. It'd probably be, I would say maybe less than $100.
Yeah,
It's got to be a small box because this Logan's small. The box I got here from them it's small, and we'll do that unboxing next week. What do you say? Please make silk. Yeah, silk would be pretty cool, man. I would like to see a silk, but her newer outfit. I like her newer outfit than her older one. Her older one's pretty cool. I mean, I think it would work very well with this piece because it's like the black and white as well. But I really like just kind of her new look with the bandages all the way around. That's pretty hot. So let me move on. I got a few more topics here I want to jump on. Now this one I want to show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys this piece, and then I got Artist of the Week because that's just a new thing I've been doing. I don't know if you guys notice. I know some of you guys do. I'm doing Artist of the Week, and we're just showcasing their stuff, let people know who they are, and go follow them and all that good stuff. But this one just came up. Jarhead, I think you might be in the group. It popped up. It's just a poly paint render of this particular character. All female today. We're doing mostly female. I do want to talk about a licensed piece, but this girl right here. Let's pop her up. Right there.
Yeah, I've
Lady
seen that.
Punisher.
Yeah.
Yes, this is more like stripper or hooker Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think this variant's not really that much of a stripper
Oh,
hooker.
the other one's worse.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Like this is the punishment I
Warn
need.
us before you put this on.
She looks like she would be from that scene from Batman and Harley Quinn where you saw like all the at the the themed food place with all the like serving girls are done up as like 60 versions of like the villains and heroes and stuff. That's what this feels like.
They even went through the detail of piercing some things.
Yep. Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Can you imagine she tears down the door, man? A bunch of guys. It's just like, guys, this is my birthday, man. Come on. Who set this up, man? It's just like, you guys are great. Come on.
Right before they yellow bullet. I'm not. If you know the last scene from the second season of the Punisher from Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to picture her looking like that, saying like, "I want to let me play," and I'm just like, "Nah, it's not working."
She's like, this ain't the punishment you guys are thinking right now.
So Randall Korean, I don't think there's an IP for it. This is artist interpretation.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. There has been a Lady Punisher too at some point.
Yeah, but I don't think this is part of the IP. I'm pretty sure it's not.
No, definitely did not like that.
So unfortunately, they didn't give me like a backside picture or the base. I've seen some renders of the base, but I don't think it's completed to where we can see all of it. But he will update me and he'll send me full render. He usually emails me full renders and stuff, and I love talking about the product. I like the idea of the female Punisher. The outfit's extremely sexy. It's like you guys said, it's like stripper time. I love her portrait and the detail, and the scars above her eye and below her eyes. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know how the swap outs would work. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's like one of those where you can swap out the top, but I don't believe so because this looks like a whole new torso and bottom half. So
this is the sexy factor, like taking the Harley Quinn mallet and smashing you over the head with it.
Right. So I mean, I can't discredit them for the details. Like I said, the portrait looks great. Lane, your honest opinion, based not really a Stanley's. What is?
I'm not going to say it doesn't look good, but I can definitely say this would not be a custom that would come into my collection.
What if I gifted it to you and said, Lane, I will pay. I will pay, man, for being such a swell guy. I'll ship this to you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna take my gift? You ain't gonna display it?
My parents are like coming to visit me in 3 months. I don't think I can barely have my poison ivy and stuff that
I gift you a woman Punisher, man, and you're gonna turn my gift down. John would not turn me down.
No. I mean, if it was this version, we can probably still talk. The double X version of the other one, I'd probably go. I probably might turn that down. I did like the head sculpt and the hair and everything, and even just kind of the pose with the gun up. I like all of that. It's so I think it looks like and you were pointing out the scarring by the eye. I like all that stuff and everything. So I don't think it's a bad looking render, and I think if they follow through with it, it's going to still come out really looking good. But if I'm going to look at something that's like kind of very sexy to sexualize a little bit kind of thing, I would go for a Goblin Queen because I think that kind of fits the look and style of the way the character's been done before. Right. And the other thing is, I just think of Frank Castle. And now
this is Francine Castle.
Well, I was going to say, or Frankie Castle. Frankie Castle. Frankie Castle or something. But I still think what they've done with the look, like leaving out how sexy it is, just like putting that to the side. I think the render and everything looks good. But like you said, this would really depend if they gave it a decent base where maybe there's some storytelling on the base, or even if there's
definitely give you some storytelling on the base, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, other than a bolt. But or if there's switch out arm or something where it's got some different weapons, maybe even if they have to be kind of not pointed or something, but she's kind of up holding them or something. Some other switch out
weapons pointing, all right.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm having a certain feel from the old Messenger anime right now, right? That could be weapons. The old breast missiles that Venus Ace would like shoot.
So the
fembots from Austin Powers, right?
Yeah,
I love those things.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Just so the chat knows, these are renders and they're just whips. And it's just poly paint. This isn't complete. I know I see comments like they look bland. The portrait looks bland. This is just something fresh that they sent me. I did see something about a base, but they just said show this, so I'm just showing this right now. So a lot of things can be changed. So your opinions, in my opinion, matter, because if they watch this, they'll know, oh, the guys would like to see this. Oh, maybe her nipples need to be larger. Oh, I don't, you know what I mean? Like they're just gonna go
much larger.
Yeah, much longer. So Jarhead, because we're in the customs, what do you think? Obviously, of the piece, and do you think it's going to be one of those, depending on how they make it, very successful, maybe sell out?
I mean, this is not for me. This is not a thing that I'm really into. I don't really necessarily like to see my characters swapped genders and sexualized. But I can see there's a lot of like people overseas that like this kind of stuff that that they buy a ton of this stuff. It's not for me. I'm just imagining her coming through the door and saying, "What's your safe word?" Like, well, I don't know, man. This is too much for me.
What's your safe word? What do you think, John? You feel the same way? It's like, what's your safe word?
I see her coming through the door and saying, "Punish this." No, I think I share the exact same sentiment with Jarhead. This is, for me personally, this is not for me. But I think at the same time, we think we're doing too much thinking about this. This is more of the buy, don't think. But there's a market for it, without a doubt. 100% there's a market for it. Whether you're into the Punisher or the more of the sexualized female anime pieces, you got tons of collectors into that. There's definitely a market for it, but for me, no. This doesn't fit. Yeah.
Is this Punisher or Punish Her?
Ah,
yeah, that was good.
That gets a hand clap from me.
Good job.
Nice.
FPJ, man, you're able to display this one, or you're out?
I think Jarhead actually has a what if shelf. He's just playing coy because I don't know why he's not being honest with the brothers. You know what I'm saying?
That's the red room. We don't talk about the red room.
Okay.
That's actually a pretty good idea, FPJ. What if shelf? That's not bad, actually.
Yeah, man.
That's really good. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Yo, I saw this collector one time. Did I bookmark it? I don't think so, but I loved it so much. They shared it was a video. I think it was a video and pictures of their office space, and it had the glass, the frosted glass. They had all the risque pieces in there, and they hit the switch or whatever it is, and the glass is frosted on and off. Awesome. Yeah. I said, "Wow!" I had to have bookmarked that. I saw this like months ago, but I thought it was so cool because I never thought about that. I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff, company comes over and things like that, or whatever, you have kids and stuff like that, and you just frost on and off. And I was like, "Oh, that's such a great idea that you can actually still have the glass, and not do the whole I got to cover it up with. You just frost it. That is so cool." So that's something I did think about, if I have just pieces, that's not too risque, but pieces just like, what, I'll just, have that. But I ain't on that level, but I'm just saying that's a cool thought, to have to do that.
That's a different.
Even
That's
like
that's a different level.
overly gory or
Yes.
something that you have
Yes,
kids and
yes,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Because I like horror pieces, but I don't really collect them for kind of that purpose. Really, it's just But if I had something like that, probably. But
Except-
yeah, I like that piece. I know a couple people said in the chat that it's a little bit bland, or boring. I right now I do kind of still like the concept that they're doing, because the distraction is it's really the 3 or 2 weapons that she has.
right.
So she doesn't need much on her, because you're not even really looking at the weapon in her hand.
Yeah.
Distracted
Or you're
already.
about to get shot.
Yeah, but by the time you realize what's happening, it's too
Shit.
So, and I think that's the point of that piece, right? To punish her. So one weapon, I don't think it needs like 20 weapons on her. I think the one weapon is fine. I think her look is okay. Probably tweak it a little bit, but I think for the most part, for what it is and what it's trying to convey, I like the piece if I collected it like Jarhead in secret.
So you guys have your what is that, like an old armoire, like solid doors, and you just open it when you're sitting in there, so no one knows what's it, with some padlocks on there.
Oh,
What if
that armoire has different things in it? Not
What? I just, for some reason, seeing that Punisher just makes me thinking of the Watcher going from what if.
I still haven't seen the last season, by the way, of What If. I did not watch it yet.
Don't.
I don't know why I didn't.
Don't.
Is that bad?
Oh, man, the last 2 episodes of that were so.
Let me.
I've just been in that state where, not saying that I thinking like Marvel's so bad, but because of how things have been going on, I haven't been as pumped to watch a lot of their stuff. It's like I'll get to it eventually. I'll get to Acolyte eventually. I'll get to yes, I have not seen it. I'll get to these things eventually. It's just,
that's a bigger don't watch. Don't watch.
There are some stuff in Acolyte though that is worth watching. There's a certain episode.
Episode 5.
Yes,
the lightsaber battle. Watch that.
It's probably one of the best. It's probably one of the best lightsaber battles.
Really?
At least top 10 lightsaber battles out there. So
unfortunately, there was about 9/10 of awful.
It's okay.
All around.
It's okay. Come over to DC. Penguin was fantastic.
Yeah,
Come
you should.
DC baby, all the
Penguin,
way.
now, though, we don't know. Who knows if you ever see another season of it again, though.
No, it's confirmed. Season 2 is confirmed.
Yeah. After Matt Reeves' Batman 2 comes out, so you could go like 5. I think they're more likely that something goes wrong and they cancel ever doing a second season. And you can't have 5 years.
I have a feeling he put all his energy into the Penguin. I strongly believe that's what, because he did both. So I strongly believe that he put all his focus and time into the Penguin.
Yeah.
As far the what would you say?
Yeah, well, he didn't direct or write any of the episodes.
I thought he produced. Helped to produce it. And I creative content. I heard he helped.
He didn't write or direct any of the episodes.
He didn't. Oh, that's not what I heard. Okay.
But I mean, that doesn't change he was the main creative force behind it. But I'm just saying he did not direct any episodes or write anything. But they've said, like, basically they won't do any of that till after the Batman 2. You can't have a show like that.
No, there's no way.
That you can't have a show you can't have 5 years between seasons.
FJ, man, this is Marvel hate over here.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like. I don't know what's going on. No way.
I'm just saying you can't go 5 years between seasons of a show.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You can't do that. That doesn't work for TV.
Well, if what you're saying is correct, he didn't write, produce, or anything like that, then it shouldn't be a problem.
Well,
the creative force behind it will make sure they put it won an award. They'll make sure season 2 comes out.
Oh, so good.
I know. I think, but yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. But if he's not going to do anything with it, if the thing is, if Reeves says we're not doing any more with that till after Batman 2,
I don't know.
Then,
but if the studios says I don't care what you're saying, just like with Squid Game, right? They wasn't going to have a season 2, and it was supposed to come out when it did. But they said, look, it's making money. it's winning awards.
A lot of money.
You're gonna have to speed track this. You're gonna speed track this to get it out. I don't know. I'm speculating.
I know. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying for a TV show where the earliest you can, if they followed through what he's saying, where I know he's saying, don't worry, it's going to film by the end of this year and it'll be out by 2027, which already is, I think 5 years between movies is too long. But TV series, even if they're online service, they just go out of sight, out of mind for so long. Like Wednesday. Wednesday's finally going to have a second season come, but like, when was the first one? Like 4 years ago? Yeah, well, we already been arguing plenty enough about other things.
I bet you a custom group is going to do a penguin before we actually get one from an actual licensed company. Yeah, see?
Yeah,
licensed companies, man, they move so slow.
Man, would it be cool? Like I would tell you right now, I know the Danny DeVito Batman Return penguin was the one everyone might be doing from jazzing to other things. But I think a third party should get on and do a Colin Farrell penguin.
Oh yeah, well, Jarhead said
they are.
Yeah, it's happening. Let me I want to present the artist of the week here. Let's see if I can show this real quick. I'm not sure. Can I present two of them? I might have to.
No, you gotta close one. You gotta close it.
Let's stop that screen. Let me. That sucks. All right, let me share the screen here then instead. And it's our good friend and sculptor, Pal. I know you guys seen his stuff before, and I'm going to bring it up right here. This is his Artist Station page. Not sure if everybody can see it. He's done some absolutely wonderful, wonderful work and continuing to do work. I know you guys might have seen some of this stuff, and I'll click through it.
I had that Black Panther. It was
my eyes was immediately drawn to that one.
The Black Panther. Okay, let's go. I'll scroll through here. So we know this this Superman right here, this Ultraman's coming out. That's already, I think, going to be shipping soon. This Tony Stark here looks pretty damn decent for a resin piece. Even as Michael Keaton, this 89 looks really good.
Ahsoka was done well too. Very well done.
Yeah,
I think that Keaton head sculpt looks better than the Blitzway one.
It does. Let me scroll down. We'll look at some of his artwork and some of his piece, and just pretty much give him props and respect. For those that are interested in contacting Pal, I mean, this Artist Station's here. If you guys need it, let me know. I'll shoot it over to you guys. No problem. But excellent, excellent work.
I was very impressed by the head sculpt on this piece when I got it in. I didn't think it was going to turn out that good. Not that I used it, but it was very accurate.
Yeah, I love the back of it too with the gold.
Yeah,
that looks really good.
That's a nice touch. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll circle around here. I'm just going to scroll through here. Circle. I really want to give him props, man. He's doing a great job. I know some of the groups he's doing some sculpts for and stuff, and he's knocking it out of the park, man.
Yeah, I need a Black Panther piece in my collection.
This one was dope, man. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, let me zoom in on there. Yeah, it looks good. Like that collar around his neck looks good. The texturing on the suits look really, really good. Even the nails, the pole looks awesome. Let's find another piece here. And yeah, I know you guys were talking about Star Wars.
Ahsoka.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he did a Rosario Dawson portrait. Let me see if I get it.
Lights up.
Yes. Pretty good. I like the light up.
Nice yeah, the light up's good.
Yeah.
Even I like that owl up on top too. So the lights, a lot of nice small details. You know, the damage effect, lightsaber's pretty cool. I like that curved. Even the texture on the pants.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. Even the trees. Like, I mean, he's such a talented artist, man. It's very hard to get artists that talented. Let's go back here. I'll go back to his main page. Yeah, let's scroll through a little bit. I know we were talking about Mike Keaton's. Let's kind of jump on this 89 Batman because it's my favorite.
Red cow. Nice.
Yeah, I like that broken cow. And a little bit of the blood right off the side, too.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually got a video of it. I don't know if it's going to jump me over. Just play from here. Oh, there we go. So not bad. Standard base. But what do you guys say?
Oh, okay. Because that part of the scene in the movie, he wasn't looking up like that.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same.
Yeah. I mean, this probably is not maybe the final product. I don't know because he doesn't have much of it. He just has that and that. But let me, if I go back.
All right, I have to say that, I don't know, maybe John knows better than me, but for all the Keaton Batman statues that have come out, I don't even know if that many have come out. No one can seem to be able to do, if they do mixed media, the draped cape right on him, and that always turns me off. And then that's when I'm just saying to myself, you know what? If you can't do the drape properly, just give me sculpted. I'll be fine. I don't know how it'll work, but because with the shoulders, it can't. Some of the, especially with the Prime 1, when you try to fluff it or put it over, it just looks weird.
That's what it is. I think it's user. You see some that are really well done, and then others that are. I think it just comes down to how it's executed. But out of the box, yeah, the wrinkling and everything, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Dark Maul here with the I like his legs, like just all the wiring and everything. The spring loaded here on the back.
Yeah.
That looks, the detail on that looks really, really good. Yeah. So that's him. That's my artist of the week this week.
I'm always lazy, man. Why he's sitting down?
You would too if you're missing your legs.
Yeah, you're like, man, I gotta rest my legs. Oh wait, they're gone. Let me go back here. Let me switch this up. Gonna have to close this. But yeah, so Powell, I would pronounce his last name, but I'll butcher it, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. And but yeah, great work. He continues to do more and more work. I think he needs to update his artist station because I know he's done more than what he has there. So it'd be nice for him to update that. And for those that are interested to contacting him or you want some personal stuff done, he's on point. So, and then I guess my last segment, what I wanted to bring up was, let me click it here. Let me switch it over. Was a license piece I saw, and I freaking love it. And it's anime. So if you guys are down with anime, this is the piece that I just saw today. It's by Infinity Studios. And if you're an anime person, let me know.
Please, as long as it's not One Piece, Marcos.
No, not One Piece at all.
Marcos.
It's our boy Broly, man.
Broly.
Yeah.
So this is coming out in 3 different sizes: 1/6, quarter scale, and half scale.
Wow.
God, Broly's Broly's like Darkseid big.
Half scale. Jeez.
You see that?
This original? This looks like it's original Broly.
Yes, it's original Broly. It's original Broly. Let's see. Let me find the rest of the pictures here. Let me get over here.
I don't know. I think you were just on it. I think
right there.
Damn, Jesus!
Half scale for the win.
Yeah. So half scale. My goodness. But yeah, that
would be crazy. Damn, man.
Yeah, that's why when I saw it, I mean, my favorite Broly anime, it's a non-licensed, it's T-Moon Broly. I don't know if you guys remember that. Mr. X did a review on it, and I think it was so massive. It's like the best Broly, in my opinion. I freaking love it. But after I saw this from Infinity Studios, I'm like, holy crap, man! Look at just the detail in that back. Now, I would personally not get half scale. I would get quarter scale because Broly's like 8 foot tall. You know,
I mean, if you're a real fan, though, you would get half scale.
Yeah.
Did you have so many other half scales already?
Yeah, exactly. They're just laying all over the place.
You know how big a half scale Broly's going to be? That's got like a little kid.
Yeah, he'll be like, wouldn't he be like 56 inches tall or something like that? I haven't even done the math. Like half scale. He'd be bigger than Superman Hush over there. He's got to be,
I mean, that's like got to be at least as big as the Witch King half scale. And that thing, I watched Noah put that thing together, and I was just like, God, like, why? Why that big? But I mean, this is going to be cool. I mean, some of their anime pieces, Infinity, they've done several half scales. I know they did even some video games like Athena from the King of Fighters series. But this, this is my favorite incarnation of Brawly. I love that they're doing him in Legendary Super Saiyan form.
Yeah.
But I just can't. I mean, I'm getting 1/4 scale licensed Dragon Ball piece right now. I've got the Prime 1 Mega House Golden Frieza on order.
Yeah, I seen the Golden Freezer.
Yeah. Although that thing's like already 5 months late, so who knows when the hell it's actually going to come out at this point.
So my question is like, because I don't know John very well and Jarhead very well. Are you guys anime guys? Would this be something you would like? I know a lot of people pick things up because they're licensed, but I'm already picking up Sume Art Yamamoto, and I was like, well, maybe I want to start a Dragon Ball because Dragon Ball is like my second favorite anime of all time, and I absolutely love Broly. What do you think, Jarhead? Is this something you want to dive into, or you just love the art?
I mean, I like Dragon Ball too. I've always liked Dragon Ball, and Broly's one of my favorite characters too. So, I guess I got to get the half scale. Gotta get.
So we're gonna see a live unboxing. We're gonna see that.
You know how I just looked at you know how big the half scale is? 5 foot 4 inches.
That's a kid.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
that's casual nerd problems. That's how tall he is.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
Dude, he's gonna be as tall as my dad. My dad's 5'6", so he's gonna be as tall as my dad.
That might as well be a life size for him.
Yeah, it's 5 foot 4 inches tall. The statue.
That's insane.
Yeah, I can say, God, that means the 1/4 scale.
That's insane.
It's gonna be like 30 inches.
The 1/4 scale is they've got a picture of a guy behind it. The 1/4 scale is massive. It's almost to his knees and above his head.
Yeah, that can fit into my max. I don't think so.
Yeah.
The
You
1/4
have to do this. You might have to do the 6 scale.
The 1/4 scale is 83 centimeters. I don't know what that is.
83 centimeters.
That's gotta be like 36 inches.
Nice to see them use the real metric system. Nice.
You said 86?
It
83. 32 inches.
83 centimeters.
Yeah, so it's 32 inches.
Yeah,
so
33.86.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
a
so
huge
it's actually he's actually like 3 inches taller than Wonder Woman because she's 30 inches.
Yeah.
So he's a big boy. He's a big boy. John, what do you think? I know you're all DC, but
anime, I'm only a Berserk fan right now. That's all. I haven't touched Dragon Ball.
And I'm surprised we even got John into Berserk. That in itself is just.
I mean, getting him is like getting Zod in his monster form.
And then I gotta watch one this weekend called Your Name. You guys know what that is?
Oh god,
yeah.
Greatest animes of all time, dude. It's not like it's not what you think, but it's so damn good.
Yeah, my daughter loves them.
I gotta watch it this weekend. So
Dragon Ball. Hey, John, did you check out the one I sent you, Shiriguru?
No, I was looking more into the Vagabond first that we were discussing.
Yeah, both good. But Shiniguru was a lot more bloodier, like Berserk. So if you like that, yeah.
Everyone, now that I've been talking about, everyone's been throwing me left, right, and center.
We're like Stanley over here. Start instigating.
Which I don't mind. I don't mind at all because it's so far what people have been recommending. I'm actually enjoying. I haven't come across anything that I'm not liking. We'll see about this Your Name. But I remember being in school back in the day and everybody loving Dragon Ball, and it just never hit with me. I just never got into Dragon Ball. But I won't say I won't ever try it. I'll give it another shot starting from the beginning. But I can appreciate it artistically, but no, that's not for me.
Do Dragon Ball Z, man, not Dragon Ball.
Yeah, don't go
Yeah,
don't go all the way back to Dragon Ball.
Yeah, don't go all the way back. Skip Dragon Ball. You can
Yeah.
do YouTube 5 minutes of Dragon Ball, and you'll find the whole story in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Z's where it's at.
Dragon Ball.
Freddie, what do you think, man?
So growing up, so my younger brother, 7 years younger than me. I grew up. We were all in anime, but he was the one who was do Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball was him all the way. Eat, breathe, sleep, live. Everything was Dragon Ball, and I didn't watch it myself. I do like sharing the TV and stuff like that. If he's watching it, I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really like why he was watching it. So like I know stuff about Dragon Ball because of him, but I'm not. I'm kind of like John in a sense where it's like it never really caught on with me to as much as it was on in my house to love Dragon Ball. And real quick, I'll share what kind of got me off from it even when I watched it with my brother is that I could not take how long arcs took. And I share the story all the time. My last nail in the coffin was just watching Goku do the atom bomb for like 2 months.
Yeah.
That drove me insane. After that, I said, I like Dragon Ball. I have nothing to get. From time to time, I'll watch it. Dad, if it comes on, I'm like, maybe. I'll watch a movie if it happens to come on or whatever. Or somebody's watching. I'm like, I'll watch the Dragon Ball movie, which I don't mind. But I just can't. And it should not take this long. The whole time, like, it's 8-10 episodes later, I'm like, this guy's still building an atom bomb. At what time? Yeah, I will never forget that. That was my last straw.
It's like 2 episodes of screaming. Like
yes,
yeah, the whole time he's screaming the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Super gets better. There's less of that.
Yeah.
And a fun one, if you want to watch a fun one, I just watched all of it on Netflix. Is the Dragon Ball Daima, where they got wished to being smaller.
I know about
that. Was actually pretty fun to watch. But yeah, John, if you were to watch Dragon Ball, if it starts to get monotonous, just fast forward a couple episodes. You're still not going to miss pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
But Super GT, if you really start liking it and you want to do GT just to do it, you can do it. I watched all of it. Not the best, so they don't really want to canon GT. And then Super kind of just goes on. So
you got the movies too.
Yeah,
the movies are great.
I like the movies.
I didn't care for. Like when the first Broly movie was awesome. The rest of them, I'm sorry, I didn't like.
You know what I liked about Broly? He didn't talk.
No,
he didn't say nothing.
He was
the whole first movie. It was just him yelling, getting mad, and they were like getting it. Like he was just whipping a new a-hole. It's like
I think the only word he said, he's like Kakarot, and he just goes dark, right once he hears the name and shit.
He just starts laying into him right after like. Yeah, I just sent you a couple more pictures of that statue, by the way.
To me?
Yeah.
Let's see. Sorry, it doesn't pop up on my screen. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Hold on, guys.
I always feel bad for the Dragon Ball collectors, man. I've seen, and it's first of all, it's a lot to if you want to collect to go down that line.
It's too
insane. I'm so glad that I'm not, on that where I love it so much. I gotta.
You talk about customs. They've got like, I don't know, like it's just nuts in that world.
I equate the Dragon Ball collectors to the as far as anime as it is to Lord of the Rings. I believe in the anime world, if you're a Dragon Ball Z collector, you're so spoiled because almost every company everywhere has Dragon Ball Z statues. You can just get your fill of it. It's just
God damn, look at this, guys. There you go. Hey, thanks for that.
That's amazing.
Holy fuck.
How did you not get this, Will, in
no.
Oh my God.
Where am I gonna put that?
Half scale.
God damn.
That's just one.
Although I will admit it, if you ever want to see like Brawly truly to get the essence of the character, you have to watch Team 4 Star's dub version of movie 8.
Oh, but seriously, look at this. It said, look, the guy behind. It says that's a quarter scale. Look at the guy behind him.
That guy must be 5'3".
Wait, is that Steve?
I think it is Steve.
Jeez, I mean, and when you say, you say it's 30 to the top of his head, it's going to be 33 inches tall. That doesn't take into account how much space, wide and depth wise, that thing is going to take up with him. Holy God! I mean, it looks. I'm guessing this is not going up for pre-order yet.
It's about to.
Yeah, that is an amazing brawly. Like if you want a licensed brawly, that is going to be the one to get. But you better make sure you've got a big space for it. Like you're going to need almost a third scale. Like literally, actually, not almost.
Yeah.
You're going to need the space you would set aside for like a third scale.
The Magic Case right behind the middle one. That's a Magic Case Max Plus, and I know you can barely see it, but that Batman. So that Magic inside, I think it clears 33 inches inside. 30. So, and Batman because is with his cowl with the ears. So imagine that's already close to hitting the top, and that's I think 32 inches that Batman on the base. So that it couldn't even fit in the max. That Broly, that 1/4.
So I'm gonna bring this one up real quick. The other one I was talking to you guys about. This one. This is my all-time favorite. So now I'm like not sure which one to even get. And there it is. That's the Teemo Broly.
I actually like the other one better.
Okay.
I like the effect on this. That power effect's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it does light up. I mean, this picture's a little blurry, but it does light up.
There's one where he's fighting everybody too. I don't know if you've seen that one yet.
Yeah, I saw that.
Is it the Last Sleep? That one?
No, is it Last Sleep? I mean, that one?
I thought it was.
I think it's Last Sleep.
This one right here says 90 centimeters tall by 68 by 71. If you guys look at the soda can, if you guys want, check out Mr. X. He did a review on this thing and it's freaking massive. And I've always wanted it since I've seen this piece. You can even tell right here where he's doing his power thing, his hand's inside of it. You can see it, right around there. You can see that his hand's in there. So
yeah, that's
pretty
cool.
badass.
Yeah.
I do wish that even though Infinity Studios doing this new one, they should have had where you could take his waist wrap and put the green one, so it's like canon, with the anime. But yeah, other than that, this is the one I've been really, really wanting to get. I've been talking to some people third party, but they still want too much for it. They want
it's time to clear that your head now and get the other one.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I still love this piece, dude. It's 90 centimeters tall. It's a little bit shorter than Superman. Superman's 102, so he's only a little bit shorter. So Superman.
I want to see this lit up. I want to see what it looks like lit up.
Oh yeah. Shoot.
It looks good though, man.
I'd have to go and find it. Yeah, there's no real pictures. I mean, there's some side pictures and stuff somebody posted, but yeah, lit up is cool. Like I said, check out Mr. X's stream on it, and he shows all of that good stuff. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. What I wanted to talk about. I know we chat a little bit more. I hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing of this Darkseid. I think it's an epic piece. It's a very beautiful piece. I want to just shout out to Random Korean, Michael Reyes, Stanley, Aiden from A+. Let's see, Juan Ortega, man, thanks for showing up. I really appreciate the love, guys. Thanks for joining. I absolutely want to thank and appreciate the love from John, the Everyday Collector. We got Jarhead here from Custom Produce, Mr. Legend Lane, and always FBJ, man. Thanks a lot for everybody for tuning in. Next week we'll have, I'll make sure next week we'll do the sideshow X-Force Deadpool I've been wanting to do, and Gwen Stacy's partner Logan over there, same custom company. But until then, thank you everybody for tuning in to ASV Collectibles. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe and like, and also subscribe and like to the Everyday Collector and Custom Produce. Those guys are awesome as well. They got absolutely amazing content all the time, all your needs. And yeah, thank you again, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye, everyone.